Hey, welcome back. Another day, another vlog. Wow, what a day. I don't even know what to say after today. Yeah, shocker of a day. Yep, that's all I can say. Shit day at work. Yeah, it was pretty terrible actually. I don't even know what I'm doing. Not much you can do about it. No wins about it. Just get on with it. It's one of those days where you find out some things. People behind your back that are above you trying to stab you in the back. Happens everywhere. It's just sometimes you tend to forget and realise that this is a big business and it's basically they don't care about people. It's all about money and profits, and yeah, that's what it's all about. So just got to remember to treat that, and just when you go there and just do it and get your check and go home. Basically, that's it. I guess from now on, what do? Wow, yeah, pretty mind-boggling. Yeah, but very frustrating and very depressing in that when you try to do a lot and you just get shafted. Anyway, that was my day. I did getting away from the negative side of life, which we all have to deal with, and everyone else has got to deal with it. I guess at least I got a job, so I can't really complain. So shit happens, just move on. I've got other bigger and better things to do than worry about epoxy work. It's only a paycheck. That's all it is. Got pretty much most of the photos done, so I'm probably going to start the new video tonight for this week. So that should be all good. Looking alright. Not as I thought. I got a few more good photos. There was no water when I was doing this shot, so it was very dry, and it's basically canyon and stuff like that. So I was able to bring out a fair bit of the colours in that area, which is good. It's a gorgeous spot, but when it rains, it would just be insane. It's one of those spots where this is more of a, I guess how would you say it? Just a test one to go and see. So when I know it rains, I can go to this spot and it's going to be just insane. So like a research trip. So it's good, sort of good. It was a good little chance to see some more of this gorgeous land. So yeah, no, it should be pretty good. Pretty happy about it anyway. I think it'll come up good. I'll start looking at the video tonight, and hopefully all the video's all good and I've got enough there to get stuff out. So suss it out from there on. Other than that, yeah, not a real lot. I crashed out. Once I'd done the photos, and I'd sort of, sometimes you're in the groove. I just wasn't in the groove, and I had about I think there's like 2 photos left that I sort of did a half an edit on, and yeah, probably not the world's best edit. So I'll probably go back, quickly look at them before I start it again, or before I start the video as such, and then I'll just to make sure I haven't just sort of glossed over something and just done a rough job. So got to just relook at a couple of those, and then we should be good, and then jump into the video as such. But yeah, just sort of a little bit tired. It was a big day. First day's always tricky. Come home, get everything set up, unpack all the bags, all the food and stuff. So yeah, probably just a little bit tired. Be all good tonight. I'll smash a Legion Energy, and I should be right. I should hopefully be able to get it all set up tonight, and see how I go. Once I get that groove on, I'm getting a lot better to get in and smash it out. So it should be good. So definitely shouldn't be a drama for the weekend to have it all done and dusted. I can't see it being an issue for that, but I'll let you know tomorrow and the weekend, the Friday night show. So yeah, it's come quick, and we'll go from there. Now, some big, only not a real lot of tech stuff out today. Not a real lot of news. Obviously, the biggest news from I guess late yesterday was that bloody terrible explosion in Beirut. That's all across the news. That was just insane to see some of the footage, and I guess there's two ways to look at mobile phones and technology today. Yeah, it's invasive, and I guess there's no such thing as privacy anymore. Which if you think people don't know about everything you do, well, that's once it's on the net, it never disappears. So yeah, that's all I can say. Just be careful what you put on the net. Once it's on there, it's there for life. You can't take it back. We found that out with Kevin Hart with his tweets and stuff like that from 10 years ago. They basically got him axed from the Oscars because of what he said 10 years ago, which is just insanity. So yeah, but like that's the bad side of technology, and that's that cancel culture and all that crap that's going on or has been going on for the last couple of years. But the good side is having everyone's phones and stuff like that. We're able to see the images of that secondary explosion of the factory that blew up in that wharf area. Just that was insane to see that mushroom cloud, and because you can see it on fire, and then next minute just boof, and all the water in the atmosphere just went. It was just it's terribly tragic, but just amazing to see that footage. And I'm sure they've got all that evidence will then help the guys evaluate and work out what went wrong and who's made a boo boo, because I don't think it's killed. Hopefully, it's not killed thousands. I know it's killed a fair few and injured a few thousand. It's just been a terrible thing for the poor people. So yeah, and I'm sure we're going to hear more and more about that over the coming days. But yeah, look, terrible tragedy. But I guess the only good side of technology is that side where you get to capture that, which then may help find the cause to prevent something like this happening again. So, but that explosion was just insane to see something like that. And then you hear that the US seismic scientists that explosion registered in America as a 3. So that's pretty insane. So 3 on the Richter scale for an explosion shows you just how powerful that thing was, and that's insane, and like it's pretty nasty. And that stuff they use. Everyone in the Pilbara uses in mining, so to blow up the ground. So it's pretty lethal stuff, pretty nasty. Obviously, the precautions weren't taken, or something along the line. All those safety measures that they have, and it's pretty safe up here. They're pretty switched on about that. But it just shows you one small slip can do some massive damage, crazy stuff. But other than that, not a real lot. There was the Samsung Galaxy show, which I'll probably go into that first. It was, and I hate to say it was the poor man's Apple event. Wow. If even the video rollouts for the S Tab and everything was basically just a blatant copy of Apple and the way they do things. Having no people in the audience, I think Apple handled it reasonably well, and it was okay to watch. The Samsung event, after 10 minutes, I just wanted to turn off. It looked terrible. The people they had talking were just didn't look comfortable. There's a lady there that she talked about the Note. She was probably the only one that looked sort of comfortable in front of the camera. I think it's might be mistaken, might have been English. The bald-haired gentleman, he was just terrible, and he was speaking in one word at a time. And this, yay, that was just horrible footage. And it's very hard if you've never been in front of the camera before. And I guess the Apple guys, it's part of their life. It's their thing. It's you have to be in front if you want to be a VP or a president of one of their divisions. You have to be comfortable to come out and speak and sell it. You're basically all salesmen once you get to there. It doesn't matter what you used to do. You're now a salesman for the company. You have to be able to talk in front of it. And it's taken to do this, you still have to be comfortable, even though you're just talking to a camera and you don't have anyone in the room. You still have to have that comfort and confidence to be able to just come and speak and talk. Sometimes I speak too much, and that's also a sign of not being confident, so you just sort of waffle on. Hopefully I think I do that sometimes. But it does take a while to get that comfort, and you can see that, and I just made a terrible video. And on top of that, all the just pure copycat stuff. It was like, obviously they'd never done it before, but the gear they had to sell was amazing. The Note looks awesome. everything had already pre-leaked, so they weren't telling anyone new. They were basically just rehashing over and just confirming everything. Like the Note 20, we know it's gonna be about $1,300 US, so that's just under 2,000 Australian. Looks awesome. That gold color, that bronze, mystic bronze, I think they call it. I think that was a really good decision. That's been a big help from. It's a really nice color. Really shows off the phone and makes it look premium, and really flash the screen technology. Samsung make the screens. They basically decide who gets the best first. They got the best first. It's that 120 hertz OLED insane screen. Look, the technology, everyone knows the specs. It's got the top of range Snapdragon. It's got everything and everything. It's got the camera bump, which actually looks better than the square, I think, with that rectangle. I think it just suits the form factor of that big phone. And it looks really premium. Even though it's just like a big, thick thing that you're going to need a case for to level out, which everyone uses anyway, so you're not going to even see the bronze. I think it looked really, really good. The Galaxy Fold 2, another brilliant thing. They took something that they struggled with early, and then they got it out and still had some issues once they finally got it fixed. And in a 12-month period, they've worked out, we chuck a big screen on the front, they put some little wipers and some adjusted that hinge up. The thing looks $1 million, and I think it's going to perform a hell of a lot better. And with that full front screen, I think it's going to sell a hell of a lot more units. That is rumored to be about $2,000 US, but which is insane. So that's going to be under $3,000 for a bloody phone. So in Australia, that's huge money. So I don't think they'll sell too many of them in Australia. But look, everything they brought out. Galaxy Buds, little tiny buds, look like little kidney beans. They're noise cancelling. We're going to have to get them to the guys that test these headphones all the time. Your Lou Laters, the Unbox Therapies, the MKBH. They're going to go and test them all. We're going to get all that over the next couple of days, which would be good to see how good they are and how good that noise cancelling is against the Sonys and the Boses, which are the two number ones, and the Apple AirPod Pros. There's three toppers for noise cancelling, so it's going to have to be better than those if they want to sell them. Being something that sticks right in that you can't even grab, that was my only concern with them. No nails, hate nails. I don't know how you get them in and out and how they're going to hold in there and not fall out. So that was sort of my concern with them. But other than that, they look fantastic. Everything looked good. The watch, it's an Android watch. It's now got the heart rate stuff, same as the Apple Gear. The technology is pretty much the same. It's the price point and aesthetics that are going to sell the things, and they've got the aesthetics. They smashed it out of the ballpark with this set of gear, and it looks good. Even the new iPad copy clone, the Tab S7 and Plus, starts at, I think it's starts at 11 or 12. It starts at 11 and goes up to a 12-inch. Like, again, pretty much a spitting image of an Apple iPad. It's going to have all the good gear in it. It's going to be great. Unfortunately, it's Windows, so it's going to be the best. If you're a Windows user, it's going to be the best option. It's going to be the Apple version. And then us Apple people, we just keep using our stuff because we can't use Apple OS on it, so it's useless to us. But look, it looks $1 million, and I'm sure it's going to be $1 million. The screen, yet again, they've got the best screen, 120 hertz on that iPad, so that'll be really cool. It'll be great for guys using it for games and stuff like that. So very, very cool. I think that overall the show, like the technology they had was good. I think they just fell over in the production and getting it out. I think it's their first real big attempt to do something like this. Obviously, they weren't expecting to do this. They were hoping that maybe they were out and they could do something. It didn't happen. My point of view, it just didn't work. It was I didn't watch. I lost interest about, I think after the Note, I'd watched up a bit of the Tab, and then I just switched off and went and watched a few of the other reviews. It was quicker and less painful to watch. So yeah, unfortunately, that was my only thing with it. The gear looked awesome. So good on you, Samsung. A great thing. It's good to have that competition out there because that puts the heat on Apple, which means we all win. As consumers, we all win. You can't beat that. Now, over on Canon rumour site, one of my favourite sites, they do a really good job with information. Now, we've hearing a lot about the M series, the new possible new model of the M50. Well, we heard about one premium model coming out this year. That's pretty much a 80 to 20. It's a CR2, so in his words, so like a CR2, we know we've got something coming in that M range. What it is, we can't confirm. M50, he heard a rumour that, and it's not a high level one, so it's basically a rumour at the moment, that possibly might be getting two models released this year. So one would be an M50 Mark II, no specs at all, possibly IBIS as a basic upgrade to this, and that's pretty much all you're going to get. Still going to be a great camera, possible, and that's pretty much all we heard specs on that. We should be getting possibly an 85mm lens equivalent to be released as a basic one. Now that's roughly around a 50mm in that aspect ratio. So that's strange because Sigma has the 30, this 16, the 32, and the 56. That 56 and the 32 and the 16 are just insane. They're going to struggle if they're going to try and beat that by bringing out a cheap version. I don't think anyone's going to buy that when you can get the Sigma and get much higher quality, probably at the same price they're going to put this one out. So that'll be interesting to hear. Now the other rumour, this possible other camera, is to be possibly an M7. Now the 7 apparently is something with Canon. Now currently the 7D, which is an APS-C camera. Something about Canon has a love affair or something with the number 7. I tried to Google up to see if I could find any info on that, what he was talking about there, that relationship with 7 and Canon. I couldn't really find anything, so if you do know, let me know down below. But yeah, possibly something along the lines of that SD might be replaced, and we might be getting the M50, but we might also get this flagship, might be a combination of an M50 and an M5 and an SD all merged into one monster APS-C giant, which would be amazing. I'm sure there's a heap of us out there that would love to get something like that. And that's going to be, they're talking about pretty much that 32 megapixel sensor from the M6 Mark II, that 32 megapixel. That's apparently a really, really good sensor. IBIS, dual card slot, everything else with bells and whistles was his words. Now this is again not a high level rumour, it's a sort of mid-tier one, so it's sort of, there's still a lot of wiggle room in this. We'll hear more about this and let you know. And also on top of that, a high-end EFM lens. So what we have been asking for a long time, and it has been in pretty much all the different ones, is something like Sigma's brought out for Canon to bring out some really good high level, like an L series lens for the M series, if that makes sense. You've got the L lenses, bring them out in the M mount, but that, and especially zooms. That's one thing I think the M's lack. You can get primes to suit these the M series range, and there's some brilliant primes. The 32mm from Canon is a great lens, that 1.4. That's renowned for being a super, super awesome lens. Obviously the 3 Sigmas, which we just talked about. Then you can easily adapt some vintage lenses like my Super Takumar 50 that I got on there, which is an amazing lens. They all fit really well on this, and that's still that compact form. But what is lacking, there's only really small amounts of zoom. So you've got, I think, the 55 to 200, which is good, but it's not a, I guess, not a premium lens. So it'd be great to see in this, because it's hard to get that wide angle, to get a 10 to 24 L series lens for the M mount, and then maybe a 70 to 200 and a 28 to 70. Bring that holy trinity of lenses. That's bring like a 10 to 24 or 10 to 28 or something along that lines, and then the 28 to 70, and then the 70 to 200 in the mount, but make it an L series. That would be insane, because then you would get the whole kettle of fish. That 10 would become like a 15, 16, roughly around there, and then your 200 would end up being a 300, a 90 to 300. So that would be pretty cool. Other than that, that's about it for today. Nothing else. Someone's trying to ring me. I better just cancel that phone. I don't know. I can't cancel it. Apple's new thing. You can't cancel the phone. That's awesome. There we go. My apologies for that. But that's about it for the show. Nothing else more I can. So pretty excited about that. Possibly 2 more M mounts for us in the Canon. That's pretty cool. That high-end one sounds good. Again, I'm hoping it's like a little 1DX M mount. So weatherproof, solid, rugged, robust. Maybe that would take the place of the 7D. Give it that with that. And especially a USB-C, so you can plug your SSD straight in and record straight to that. We've all got the mounts on, if you use them for video anyway, which is a lot of the M50s, so it's easy to mount an SSD straight to this. Why can't we just plug and suck it in that way? That would be such a better idea, and so much more cheaper than those flash cards that they got out there now. Anyway, right, I think that's about it. That's my wife. I better go and ring her back. Talk to my little buddy Jack. Have a great day. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the Friday show, and thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all well. Stay safe, and peace. See ya.